Hello enjoyers! Today I'm going to announce the new series, which will be Medieval Fantasy, and I'm going to showcase you how to create the game from the beginning until the release in the Steam and Epic Games. So this project will be actual game that you can download and play, even it can be a paid game. So you can see actual process of game creation and you can get here some information, get some clue how game development works. And in this video, in the first part, I'm going to show you the first part of game development. If you want to get my completed projects and created assets, you can subscribe to my Patreon. There you can find some assets and projects from my videos. I would appreciate any support. And the first part of development actually is ideation, design document creation, and also checking your assets, your resources that you can use. Usually you don't check your assets because you can afford all of that stuff, but in my situation I don't have that much budget, I can't afford everything, so I need to check out what I can do actually, what I have and what I can buy additionally if I need. So I need to check out all my assets that I can use in this project. So I created one project, I added everything there, and then I started to check every single asset and eliminate all things that I don't need and keep everything that I can use. You can see on the background of the video I'm checking every single asset. This is the part of my whole review. Actually I spent a lot of hours checking everything. It is not that easy, it demands a lot of time and it is exhausting. But at the end of the day, you will get assets that you need and you can actually know what you can create and what you can't. The next part is ideation. It is actually the process when you create your game, which is creating different ideas of the game, what you want, what the setting, what the rules of the game, what mechanics you want to use, and so on. And it is very demanding on time and you need to be creative with it, because if you create just a standard general game with this common mechanics, your game will be one of the millions of the same games and nobody will play your game, or maybe few people will play your game, and unless you create some masterpiece and very polished gameplay, your game will die very quickly, because it is not something new, not something innovative, and it is the main part of the game. You need to create either something innovative or you need to create something with high quality. Also sometimes you can use not that innovative stuff, but you can use some rare gameplay and mix it up with different other styles, maybe different settings. You can mix up successful mechanics that currently is not trendy, and then people will play your game occasionally. Even if you don't get, for example, 1 million downloads, it is still good if you are indie developer. Get some 10,000 of players that will pay you, for example, $5 and you will get something like 15,000 or 50,000 or 100,000. It is very good start, because with that amount of money you can create something even bigger. Or you can create, for example, second part of the game, create something better, you can improve your game and then get more people playing, and then you can create your company. It is the only way for indie developer, unless you have big budgets or you have your team. If you are a solo developer, don't try create something very big, don't try to create some AAA level of game, you can't create it. Remember, you're only one person and you need to create either simple mechanics with big levels, or you need to create a lot of cool mechanics but in one level. For example, you can create one arena and then you create a lot of mechanics in that arena. For example, you're creating some gladiator game. Or you can create, for example, platformer with only one mechanic, which is platforming, jumping, falling, shimmying on the cliffs and so on. And you can create a lot of levels because you have only one mechanic, you create it very fast, easily, and then you spend all your time for levels. In my scenario, I chose the second way. I'm going to create the game with 3 mechanics, which is platforming, combat system and interaction system. The reason is I want to create something inspired by Prince of Persia or Assassin's Creed, the game where you can fight, go parkour and have some puzzles occasionally. So I want to create something similar at the start, and then I want to develop to my own creative mechanics, which I will introduce later. You could notice I mentioned 3 mechanics and then I said I will develop it, so most probably you think how. So the reason is we can create 3 global mechanics, or maybe even 4 global mechanics. It is not that complicated, but each time you add another global mechanic, core mechanic, you will actually extend your development period. And if you have capacity, you have money, you have time, you have knowledge, experience, then you can add additional mechanic. And I'm experienced developer, I'm not a beginner, so I can afford it. But also I can add a lot of small mechanics. I'm not bound by small mechanics because it requires a day or 2 or maybe 3 days. For example, you can add not only just locomotion, you can add, for example, resting mechanic, or maybe, I don't know, taunting mechanic. It is small mechanics, part of your global mechanics. For example, interaction mechanic and combat mechanics. You can add small additional mechanics to it to make it more polished and good looking. It is okay because it doesn't require a lot of time. And yeah, so basically at the start I'm going to use only 3 mechanics, but I don't know how I end with it. I need to create design document and I need to check out how much time I need to create this. My current anticipation is 2-3 months. Then if I create it in 3 months or earlier, then I can think about adding something else. If it takes more time, then I need to remove something or simplify something. Alright then, next part for me is creating actual design document, and it is key moment when you decide what you want to create and what you will discard. That's it for today. I hope it was interesting for you. If so, hit the like button, share comments. Also, you can share comments about what you want to see as tutorial. If you see something in the showcase and you want to know how to create it, you can ask it and I will create a video explaining how to create that stuff. It's also possible. And of course, subscribe to the channel. But most importantly, enjoy. See ya.